All right, guys, do we think we're on?
We're good.
All right. All right, so thank you so much. Today is July 13th at 6:17 or so. I'm just going to read this declaration of emergency. Whereas in 2019, novel coronavirus is highly contagious and potentially fatal respiratory disease, the prevalence of which is increasing rapidly throughout the world, inclusive of the United States and Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And whereas on March 11, 2020, the World Health Organization designated COVID-19 outbreak a pandemic health emergency. And whereas on March 10th, 2020, the governor of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts issued a declaration of a state of emergency to respond to the COVID-19. And whereas on March 13th, 2020, the President of the United States announced a national declaration of emergency. And whereas on March 15th, 2020, Governor Baker announced emergency actions to respond to the evolving COVID-19 public health emergency impacting the Commonwealth, including prohibitions on public gatherings of 25 or more and prohibiting on-premise consumption of food or drink at bars and restaurants on March 17th, 2020 until August 6th, 2020, as well as suspension of elementary and secondary school education operations from March 17th and 2020 until April 6th, 2020. And whereas the Finance Committee of Lakeville, Massachusetts, and the Board of Health, in consultation with the State Department and Public Health, has determined the COVID-19 presents a major disaster which poses an immediate public threat, safety, and general welfare of the people residing both within and outside of Lakeville, Massachusetts. And whereas the Finance Committee of Lakeville, Massachusetts, and the Board of Health have determined that immediate public action is needed in order to prevent or minimize the spread of COVID-19 and among the people of Lakeville, Massachusetts. And whereas it is critical to take additional steps to prepare for, respond to, and mitigate the spread of COVID-19 to protect the health and welfare of people of Lakeville, Massachusetts. And whereas declaring a state of emergency will facilitate and expedite the use of resources to protect persons from the impacts of COVID-19, including but not limited to emergency expenditures pursuant of Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 44, Section 13, and limitations on operating hours and access to public buildings. And whereas the Finance Committee of Lakeville, Massachusetts, and the Board of Health recommends that the state of emergency be declared in Lakeville, Massachusetts. Now, therefore, we, the Finance Committee of Lakeville, Massachusetts, and the Board of Health of Lakeville, Massachusetts, hereby declare that as of July 13th, 2020, a state of emergency exists in Lakeville, Massachusetts. This declaration of emergency shall remain in effect until further notice is given pursuant to our judgment that the condition leading to this declaration no longer exists. Whew, how about that? All right. So with that being said, it is July 13th, around 6:21 p.m. The Finance Committee of Lakeville, Massachusetts is opening its meeting. All right. So Maureen, do you want to just take us through the first, last, or whatever?
Sure. I'm not sure what order you have them in
The deck, yeah. Okay, yeah. Let's.
Can you just read the one you have so I can?
Yeah. Give me a second. Let me just pull up that email. All right. So the first one is the transfer of appropriations fiscal 2020. It is for technology.
So
Transfer from technology and going to gas, plumbing, electric.
yes. So the gas, plumbing, and electric were all over budget this year. But what that means is we had more building than anticipated this year in the town of Lakeville. So in order for us to support the building commissioner, Director of Inspectional Services, and the inspectional services for gas, plumbing, and electric, we need to make a transfer from the IT maintenance budget, which we were over in for last year.
Okay. All right, so we are transferring from technology 10,240, and 3,400 is going to gas inspection, 1,600 is going to plumbing inspection, and 5,240 is going to electric inspection for 10,240. Okay, I'll make a motion that we approve this transfer. Can I get a second?
I'll second the motion. Jen Sipiora.
Great. Any discussion?
No.
All right, we'll take a vote. Please just respond with your name as well. We'll start with Jennifer. So all those in favor, Jennifer,
I, Jennifer Sipiora.
Adam Lynch,
Aye, Adam Lynch.
and I, George Vlahopoulos. All right, so that's good to go.
Okay, the next one I have is the employee benefits and group health insurance, transferring into the property and liability insurance.
Okay, and that transfer is from 7,500.
It's 7,500, and it was an unanticipated charge from our property and liability insurance. We had enough money to cover it in our employee benefits and health insurance line due to retirements mid-year. We had extra money in that line.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you for that clarity. All right, so I'd like to make a motion to approve the transfer from employee benefits to property and liability insurance for 7,500.
And I'll second the motion. Jen Sipiora.
All right, any discussion, team?
I don't have anything.
Adam's good too. All right, so all those in favor, starting with Jennifer,
I, Jennifer Sipiora.
over to Adam,
Aye, Adam Lynch.
and I, George Vlahopoulos.
Okay, next item up for bids is police salaries, lieutenant salary into the fire overtime. For a variety of reasons, we had 2 people go out on disability in the fire department, and we needed to cover their shifts and then other miscellaneous overtime issues. We had $20,000 in fire overtime that needed to be funded. Excuse me, with the dogs, hold on. And then that is coming out of the police salaries lieutenant line. When Matt Perkins was promoted to lieutenant, we didn't immediately backfill, and we had money in that lieutenant line to cover the fire overages.
Fantastic. All right, so $20,000 coming from police salaries, specifically the lieutenant salaries, and going over to fire for OT, $20,000. I will make a motion to approve that transfer.
And I'll second the motion. Jen Sipiora.
Great. Any discussion, team?
Nope.
All those in favor, starting with Jennifer,
I, Jennifer Sipiora.
Aye,
Adam.
Adam Lynch.
and I, George Vlahopoulos. Good to go.
They're delivering an Amazon package, and my dog is having a heart attack over it. So I apologize. It will be a few minutes. They're walking slowly. So the next item is technology maintenance agreements, moving it into the information technology salary line and facilities overtime. Again, we had some overages on the maintenance agreements as we have cleaned up some issues of some long-standing agreements that we no longer have. And we had some needs in the police station. When we created the police station, the new police station, we didn't go outside. We had our inside person taking care of that. And that inside person incurred a lot more costs than we thought they would, doing all these stuff himself. So this is just the last of the overages to cover his salary through there. And the others, facilities overtime, and that has to do with COVID-19 overtime due to cleaning.
Great. Thank you, Maureen. All right, so we're looking to transfer $1,375 from technology maintenance agreement, and we're putting $1,300 towards information technology salary and $75 towards facilities overtime. I'd like to make a motion to approve this transfer.
And I'll second that motion, Jen Sipiora.
Great. Any discussion? All right, pretty cut and dry. So all those in favor, starting with Jennifer,
I, Jen Sipiora.
Adam,
I, Adam Lynch.
and I, George Vlahopoulos. Cool. And next.
Next one is employee benefits group insurance, and it's coming out of, it looks like automobile coverage due to a review of the inventory and deletion of some vehicles. And that's going to the historic library. So the historic library last summer experienced some electrical issues, and it turned out that it was, we had some long overdue electrical upgrades that needed to be performed. Otherwise, that's out of compliance and it's dangerous. So we performed those, but the budget wasn't ready for any of those improvements. It wasn't on our 2020 budget, and those improvements totaled $3,400.
All right, fantastic, thank you. So looking to transfer from employee benefits group health insurance, $3,400 over to the historic library electricity account. Could I get I'd like to make a motion to approve that.
And I'll second the motion, Jen Sipiora.
All right, any discussion? All right, all those in favor, starting with Jen,
I, Jen Sipiora.
Adam,
I, Adam Lynch.
and I, George Vlahopoulos. All right,
That looks like to be it.
that's it for the transfers?
That's it for the transfers. And then if you have any new business or old business or any other business to come before the board, I think.
So
That's
the
it.
only thing I wanted to just kind of talk through is we do have an opening at this point. You know, so there's 4 of us. There's not much that happens during the summer, so I don't anticipate many more meetings. It'll start to pick up as we get towards the fall. But Maureen, would we be able to create a posting for that?
So what is gonna happen is we can do a posting for it. We can put it on our website, and then we can put an ad in the newspaper.
Okay, and typically we have to leave it out there for, what is it? Is it 30 or 60 days?
You know, technically, I think we don't even have to do it for 30 days, but I can check on that. But yeah, we need a significant time to post it, and to make sure that everyone that is interested has an opportunity to do so.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, I think it's we don't typically get a lot of interest in finance, although it is riveting information that we're constantly disseminating. But yeah, let's put it out there and see what happens. And it'd be great to get some people that have the time and are able to do it.
I think
All right.
I think it's a valuable resource for the town to have oversight over things in the budget and to have an extra set of eyes. And even if someone is not a finance major per se, but they have some ability in that area, they should really look at trying to be a bigger part of the town. We always need people, and it's been harder and harder to fill these positions as the years go on and people get too busy, and we want everyone involved in the town.
Yeah, and that's a really good point. You're right. No finance degree or anything like that's required. I mean, everything is, it can be understood. We can teach it too, so there's not much to it. I think it's really cool to also see the workings of the town as well. So, okay, all right, good. So let's do that, and then. So team, at some point when we have, some sort of enough interest and it's been out there for long enough, we can reconvene and have a meeting, and we'll be able to appoint somebody. And then after that appointment at the next election, then it'll be open for the person to run along with anybody else that's running, for the term.
Yes, it'll
Sound
be
good?
a joint appointment with the
That's
Board
right.
of Selectmen.
Yep. All right, I think that's it for me. I don't have anything. Anybody have anything else?
Nope.
All right, fantastic. So it is 6:32, July 13th, 2020. I'd like to call the Finance Committee meeting to be dismissed. All those in favor?
I, Jen Sapiora.
I, Adam Lynch.
And I, George Vlahopoulos. We are good. Thank you so much, all.
Great. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice night.